Next, we're going to discuss the horizontal plot in the presentation plot generator. So we choose the presentation plot button, comes up, and we have a default template here that is in there. I'm going to clean this out. I don't need to have this in here. And I'm going to put it in portrait because I want a portrait plot. And, well, just to be different, let's say I want to have a ledger plot. So I'm going to go ahead and choose ledger. So I'm going to be working on an 11 by 17 plot. This is something I might use for a template that I'd want to have for a spider plot. And I go add horizontal here, and I look at this and I go, okay, that's a plot, that a graphic in there. It's bringing it in as a default for whatever it had set up in there previously. And I'm going to say I want this to be centered, and it kind of centers it, or I want it to be to the left, or I want it to be up, down, right, any place I want it anchored. But in this case, I really don't want to have it anchored on any corner. I want it to be full page. So I turn on both the height and the width, and now I have it full page. If I turn off my auto calculation here, then I can center it, and it centers it in here. And if I had a spider plot, that would be going all over the place. Let's say I want to do something, I want to focus on this little area right here where I have this little black line that's coming off here, and I want to see more specifically where that is, and I want to make that the center of my attention. I could go ahead and do that by fiddling around with this divisions per tick and stuff like that. I could say, well, okay, I want to try and get it down to, say, a 20 or maybe a 10. And that's fine. I mean, in this case, it's pretty straightforward and easy. But another easy way of doing it for more complex issues is to go to the chart and just highlight what I want to have in the chart. And on the chart, I have a tool that allows me to be able to easily scroll in and out of the screen, and to be able to select by pressing the left mouse button down and selecting exactly what I want to see. And then I can go back to viewing the plot, and it takes a second for it to load up. And then once I'm back here, I still have what I had before, but I can get plot from chart, and it'll bring it in, and it gives me a better approximation of what it is that I wanted to have, scaled the way it was there from 0 to 20. And from this point on, I can do different, once I have the scaling the way I want it, I can mess around with different anchoring points on how I want that origin to be anchored within this plot. I can also adjust the inner scale so that I can get better utilization of the page if I want to. Or I can adjust the outer, I can scale this down. Sometimes I'd want to scale this down when I'm trying to put other things on the page. I want to scale it down so I can fit some other things in here. And then I can often create a template here that can be printed directly without me having to go to Inkscape to edit it. But we'll cover that later.